being, and we appear to be live. It's Simon Thomas. It is the EuroAsia Scrum. Yeah, I guess let's just start with me for a random change. Yeah, so I've got nice new pull request from Ichi, cleaning up some old steps and things. Yeah, that's nice. Had a good session yesterday with Tom Bratto, investigating more of like this nested form madness. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah, nothing particularly planned today. I'm gonna help Ichi and Thomas if they pop up. Michael's doing some stuff here. Local support meeting, client meeting tomorrow. That's about the size of it, really. Yeah, I guess I'm on tenterhooks as to whether I'm going to meet Thomas in person next week. Yeah, how's that looking, Thomas? Are you? Is it looking?
It looks like Tuesday afternoon right now.
Excellent.
Ryanair, but not. I still wait for confirmation on my living accommodations.
Right.
I don't have the details with me. I'm on my iPhone.
No. Sure.
But it looks like fairly cheap, fairly affordable. So.
Right. Excellent.
About the nested form, me and Elliot has been, doing some spiking on the. I'm teaching him some basics of Ruby and Rails development, and he has this idea about the recipe book.
Oh yes, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we experimented with nested forms on that one, and there's a little gem called Cocoon, I think.
Oh, okay.
That injects some JavaScript into. So you get a behavior like you have the main form, and then we use that to add ingredient. So you can click on a add ingredient button, and then there's a form popping up, and then you can add several of them. As many as you want. So that's a pretty neat behavior. We didn't actually get it to work yet, but we didn't spend too much time on it.
Sure.
But it seems like because I don't the first part, by setting the associations and setting up a joint table and everything, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But the for me, actually, the most complicated thing that I can't get my head around is the user interface parts, actually. How to make that work seamlessly, so you don't have to jump back and forward between different forms and everything. You just want everything in one place. But when you have has many relationships, so you want to add many things.
Yes.
So that's pretty complicated, I think.
Yes. I mean, we've been invested. This is a definitely interesting thing to look at. Yeah, I've just got this, and I passed that on to Tom Bratto, who's looking at this. Yeah, it's. I think that the interesting thing, and I've been reading a lot of Rails documentation about it, is basically that the standard has many is kind of set up to be destroying. It's sort of set up to be destroying the thing. I think it becomes particularly complicated if you have a has many and belongs to, or two has many through relationships.
Yes, and this is what we use. We're using a has many through. So we have a table with ingredients, and we have, of course, a table with recipes, and then we have a recipe ingredient table, a joint table.
Right.
And because we also need to add quantity to that particular table.
Right.
So you want to choose a predefined ingredient.
Yes.
And write to that joint table, and then set another field, like the quantity field.
Absolutely. Yeah, yes, and I think that the interesting thing, well, Michael on local support, I think basically came up with a solution for managing that, which involves basically creates the right kind of form that allows for the creation and deletion of the category organizations, but it's still a little bit messy, and we've yet to find what would be the recommended Rails approach to this, because the docs don't seem to have. They have an example for one-to-one and one-to-many, but they don't have an example for many-to-many. So anyway, cool. Well, let's keep. We'll certainly let you know.
If you come up with something, that would be great. You see,
sure.
We won't be working on that little side project for another week or so because it's not here. But
Yeah.
So yeah, but actually the idea is pretty funny, because what he wants to build is a full year calendar with a multicultural reason to party each day. And the idea is that, you know, there's always something happening around the world.
Sure.
There's always a celebration someplace going on, and to those celebrations there are always some
recipes.
Some recipes, you know.
That would be cool. I'd like to see that site.
That's cool. So we want to have, like, you know, January 1st. And some recipe from some country, or, you know, whatever. And then you go through the entire year. You fill the entire year with reasons to rejoice and be happy, basically.
Fantastic. You know? That sounds wonderful. Excellent.
Yeah. So we were considering doing that as an Agile Ventures project, perhaps, because we are such a multicultural community.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Cool. Yeah. Excellent. Looking forward to that. Anything else to report?
No, I just spoke briefly we had a meeting with Raul. Just spoke a little bit about the Take Me Away project and some side projects that we are considering doing. But so yeah. And today I shipped my older son off to Stockholm, and now I'm going to work. So
okay. All right. Good stuff. Yes, excellent.
And tomorrow I have some meetings regarding Makers Academy with some instructors, potential instructors. So I'm very happy about that. And then I'm going off to my sheep farm. I'm going to spend the weekend there.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I'll be taking care of animals.
Sure.
That's all from me.
Excellent. Yes, and I mean, it seems like we've got the new stuff deployed from Alejandro, and it seems to be stable at the moment, and we're using it, which is all kudos to him.
But I didn't quite understand the last part there. Do you want us to revert back to Yaro's app?
No. I think ultimately we didn't. There's just this issue of the HTTPS, the secure connection. But I think that there's a hack around that basically where the Hangout plugin talks to Website One production. Yes. Like slightly different URL. So it seemed ultimately that we. I guess it's possible that maybe. To be honest, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to working close with him. It all seems to be working.
Yes, no need to answer if you don't know. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I guess I thought I had formed a hypothesis, and then in describing it to you, I start to question it. So anyway, but there we go. Cool. And Ichi is here. Hey, Ichi, how are you doing?
Hi, morning. I'm fine, thank you.
Good to see you. I was looking at your pull request, which looks great. Yeah. I'll just go onto my screen share and pull up that pull request. I just love the size of your pull request. Very focused, very on target. Exactly the kind of pull request that I like to see. Yes, let's pull that up. Yeah, how are you feeling?
Fine. So you mean that the ones I'm doing till now still they are too big? I mean, it should still split it more.
Oh no.
Okay.
I was saying, I mean, this pull request that you did, I'm just saying, wonderful, very good. And I'm saying, I love how, so you could be like, this would be one thing, and you could mix it in with another pull request, and that's what a lot of people do, and they send pull requests with like 18 different things in them. But from the project manager point of view, to receive a single pull request like this that changes only things in a couple of files, it's much easier to review. Do you know what I mean? Yes, and so this is precisely the kind of teamwork skills that one is developing in Agile Ventures, and I'm very pleased to see you doing this. Oh, hello there. Can I help? Got a what? Sorry. I'm not sure. Evgeny, is something about some boxes going to E1? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So, but yes, I mean, I only guessed that we could use the asterisk there, but it turns out that we can to remove the div there. That's just very cool. I guess we've still got this follow. I guess you tried having an asterisk here with this div, and that didn't work.
No, I didn't try actually in that place because I don't know why. I thought it was neat because the NTH.
Maybe it will be. Yes, I guess maybe if it's looking for But I guess the following sibling, I don't know if things are at the same level. I mean, we could try it with the star.
Yeah, I will do.
So
I don't know why I didn't try in that one. I think I was a bit confused with the NTH. So I know he's getting the first, second, so third, but
yeah, I mean, it may screw it up, but it's always. I mean, it's you know, I think it's since you managed to so nicely dry out these HTML aspects, there, you know, all the specific elements. We could try it there. The other thing to do, which I was going to check for you earlier, which I didn't yet do, is one could be so whenever one's changing tests, there's always the danger that the thing passes when it shouldn't be, like that you know, that you've changed the test and it becomes it's not really testing what it should be. So one of the things to do, I don't know if you did this already, is having made the changes, is try removing the functionality that it's testing and check that the test still fails. Does that make sense?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's you know, something to consider. Again, as I said yesterday, I mean, this is kind of like you're going beyond, like the original code that we had, you know, for doing this wasn't very good, and you're now improving it and making it better. And so, you know, I'm very excited that you're doing it, but of course, you know, it's entirely up to you how much time you want to spend refactoring as opposed to looking at a new feature or doing other things. But yeah, are you stuck or blocked on anything at the moment?
If I start, sorry?
Are you stuck or blocked on anything at the
no,
moment?
after this I've been working on the next form and well, I think I'm clearing things up, but still I didn't get to the point of completely understand everything. I mean, and make it work overall.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But I would like to still keep going with it today. A bit
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I spent about half an hour in the stand-up last night. I spent about half an hour with Tom Bratto going through, you know, I was finding the right thing. Oh, it's this one. Playing with different sort of forms. I was just sort of like talking to him about the form 4 and the form. If you want the video for that and you want to watch that, that is available. So you can always find, if you go to the past events link here. So that was this meeting here. So if I click that there, there we go. So return that. If we go and look over here, once the main stand-up is out the way, you can see that the rest of that, I'll just paste that link into local support channel for you. There we go. That's this is last night's stand-up, including chat about nested forms. So and Thomas was just, if you also see in the Thomas was just mentioning another gem called Cocoon that he has been working on with his son, or seeing as another kind of possible nested forms thing. Anyway, so but you know, so there's potentially, you know, if you're interested, you could watch that thing from last night. I mean, I was starting with Thomas. I mean, assuming that we're going with the classic form 4, which is the basic. Well, I guess is there also simple form? Is there?
Yeah.
There's
I have to say I use this and I check some of them for the final project.
Yeah.
And we check it Cocoon and the simple form.
Yeah. Right. Yes,
I thought it could be done without a gem.
Yes, no, I think it can. I mean, the interesting question with any of these gems is whether they, you know, can make things
easier.
Yeah, indeed, and of course, and we're also looking at the gem itself and seeing, oh, you know, it's been updated recently.
Yeah, if you want to create a dynamic form, I think you're gonna have to use the JavaScript or jQuery at some point.
Yes.
To inject new fields.
Yes. Yes.
Somehow, you know.
That's right. Although, I mean, for our purposes in local support, we're not particularly worried about the dynamic aspect of it. So if I just find, I mean, I guess you probably can't see the screen, Thomas.
Yes, well, kind of.
But I mean, the main thing that we're trying to do, like, so is this setup sort of here. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me just make the whole thing bigger. But so basically that we want to be able to both create and destroy relationships between two models, you know, if it has many through. So in our case, it's organizations and categories.
And categories, okay.
That's right. And I mean, the documentation basically, you know, it sort of sets up the idea that you can create and destroy models like in a one-to-many setup, but it doesn't, you know, for the standard forms, it doesn't really talk about how you would handle this situation. But yeah, so we're not so worried at the moment about it being dynamic.
Okay.
It's, and I mean,
Well, okay. So just a question: how are these categories generated? Are these hard-coded categories, or are you pulling them out from?
They're categories that we've created separately. I mean, they're sort of specified by the government. I mean, we could create.
Yes, but are they in a table?
Yeah, they're in a table. So we have two models. We have a category model and an organization model, and we have a category organizations model. And
okay, so these checkboxes are they you're looping through the categories?
Well, this is the thing. Is it seems like we should do, and I mean, I was experimenting with Tommaso last night. Like that seems like the thing that we want to do. Like we want to loop through all of the categories. But the problem with that is that if you loop through all the categories, you're kind of setting up to create and destroy categories, not to create and destroy all the relationships. And so what we've got in the, you know, our main system is we've got a loop that loops through the category organizations rather than looping through the categories. But we have kind of a hack whereby we add a potential category organization relationship for every possible category to the model, to the organization. And then we can kind of, you know, that makes sure that all the categories appear. Whereas in terms of the design of the form, that doesn't, it makes it a bit kind of weird. But it's all about, what it all seems to come down to, is just trying to lay out the information in the form so that when the form is submitted, and I was just testing this on the train on the way in. So like here, so I don't know, actually, this might be an interest to you as well, Ichi, whether you can see this, Ichi and Thomas. But so this is a post from the form in the live site using the kind of hack. And what it ends up doing in order to update the categories is we get this categories organization attributes param, and then it has one element in it for every possible category, and then we have, you know, this destroy flag as 0 or 1, depending upon whether we want to create it or not. And in some cases, we also have the actual existing category organization ID, and it's passing, you know, the bottom line is that if you want to be creating and destroying the relationships between two models in one single nested form update, you have to be passing through data in this form. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, I think that.
And the problem that we've found so far with trying to make the kind of like a more sensible, like a cleaner form that just loops through the categories is we can't really find, or haven't yet found a good way to have a loop through the categories, generate all of the needed fields that will then lead to the right kind of params to update those kinds of things. And anyway, I mean, Tom Bratto is looking at doing this nested form 4 to see if that will be a, you know, a cleaner way. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we've got something that works. I guess we're now on a bit of a research project to see, is there some way that we can clean that up so that, you know, the whole thing is clean and can be built on more easily on future. Although I'm, you know, given the, well, I think we don't want to spend too much more time on it, maybe, because there's other things to do as well. Anyhow, so yeah, I mean, I think Tom is generally waking up later. Ichi, I guess I think it would be great if you and he could
Yes.
be, you know, sharing brain spaces on. Get on, because I've got to go off and talk to the alumni fair at some point.
Okay, I at 1 I need to go to the doctor, but I'll be back in 1 hour. So well, I let him know.
Sure, no problem. Okay, well, if that's, unless there's anything else that we need to chat about,
No, I think for me it's okay so far.
Great. All right. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, EG. Yeah, I will see you both. Yeah, I'll do another. Yeah, I'll be on for the stand up this afternoon at 3:45, and yeah, local support client meeting tomorrow AM. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Bye for now.
Bye. See you. Have a good day.
Oh, Ichi, you still
Yeah.
there? Oh, one
Yes.
thing. I guess I'm gonna be talking to the alumni today about Agile Ventures and about things that they can do after graduation and so on. I guess if you're around, maybe would you mind saying hello? I think basically between 10 and 11, probably I'm going to start up. I probably would start up a little hangout. If you're, do you think you might be free between 10 and 11?
Yes, 10 and 11. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're free, I might just sort of like say, oh, I've been working with Ichi and the Agile Ventures, and you might be able to say what you've been getting out of the experience, and we'll see if we can encourage some other alumni to join us.
Okay. Yes, perfect.
Cool.
No problem.
Excellent. All right.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.